Hello, Jaime from Inky and Scrappy. Welcome back to all of my subscribers. If you are new here, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel grow and alerts you when new videos go up on the channel, which have been a little bit more sporadic lately, but I hope to get back into the swing of things fairly soon here. With the start of the new year, hopefully I can get back on track. Don't place any bets. Okay. All right, so I am using a super old stamp set. The copyright date on this one is 2013, so almost 10 years old. It's probably about that. It is from Sweet and Sassy Stamps. It is their Bookmark and Bookmark Bits and Pieces stamp set. I love the globe that is in that one, and then it also had the little paper airplane. And so I wanted the paper airplane and the globe for some thank you cards. I also did pull out later on my paper airplane that is with Lawn Fawn's. I think it's in the spring messages, or maybe their original circle messages, the ones that go in I think it's the magic messages, so they go inside the magic iris picture changer, or the magic iris mechanism. So if you are looking for a paper plane, that's where you could find one for that. And I did pull in the little dot trails from Lawn Fawn's Butterfly Kisses set, I do believe. I just looked for one that I actually had the coordinating die with and used that. So it wouldn't have to be that one at all. I did do some die cutting of the letters with that Tim Holtz. I think it's like the basic. I will list it below. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's those basic sentiment ones that are die cut in that block style and or format. So I did cut some of those paper trails from some heavyweight vellum here that I got from Crescent Creations. And then I will just line my stamps up in the cutout here. It makes it super easy to get them fairly well centered in that area by doing it this way. Because let's be honest, I really suck at trying to get those to die cut after they've been stamped. So this is just a quick and easy way to do it. I used Versamark Onyx Black ink on these. I should have used an archival ink or a dye ink. I end up smearing them horribly an hour later. Like, they didn't set. I probably, if I had heat set them, maybe it would have worked. But again, it's vellum, so heat setting them probably would have curled them. So just do what I say, not what I do. So yes, definitely not using VersaFine Onyx Black on them. Definitely either go archival or a dye ink, not pigment. Live and learn, right? I didn't. So next time I will do it the other way, if I remember. So I'm taking that thank you so much panel here. I'm making a couple of mini slim lines. So I had this one cut to 3 1/4 by 6, and I decided to make it the solid, just the straight 3 by 6, as that's what I had my card bases already cut out as, and so I ended up going that route. And I'm actually going to take some of this globe paper, which is You Are Here from Simple Stories. It's an older one. I ended up somehow getting a whole package of it, so I think I have like either 24 sheets. I think it's 24. I'm pretty sure I picked it up a Tuesday morning. But I love that whole map look, so it worked very well with the globe. So I did that behind my cutout, so it kind of has that laid in effect, and then I will add in the little pieces of my A and my O's that are cut out here, and then just lining them up as best I could. And yes, that little A was not easy. It's super teeny tiny. Yeah. And then it did not want to go the right way either. It kept flipping over upside down. I'm telling you, it was kind of an a-hole. Haha, pun intended. So once I do have that other O inside put in there, I can finish up the rest of this one. These were fairly fast and simple. So if you actually watched my last one, which was the Infinity Shaker for my Crescent Creations design team project for the second half of December, this one followed that a lot with just being a very super simple layout. And I pulled in the black, I'm going to pull in the black twine that I used for that project in a little bit here. And so when you have, I don't know, mojo issues, or you're just not feeling it, or you have things you have to get done that you really don't want to do. And this was probably, as much as I wanted to get these done, I really didn't want to get these done because of why I was doing them. And so just going back and keeping it super simple for me was probably the best way on this one to get them done. I did end up with 6 thank yous with the globe. Do I need a few more? Probably, but I might just use some of the other thank yous I already have on hand. And so I'm going to do the little circles with that black twine. It adds a little bit of interest to it. To me, it was kind of the extension of that little paper airplane going around the globe, or it signifies, you know, some movement. And of course, it doesn't want to cooperate because that's usually how it goes. And yes, when I picked these up, they were still wet. And so I definitely smeared or smudged them a little bit. Can the make it, well, I mean, you can notice it if you're really looking for it, but it's fairly, I don't know, light on the smudging, so I left it. I wasn't too horribly worried about it. I did pop up my little paper airplane on this one, and then that helped hold the strings down. And I did end up gluing the bottom part there. You can't really tell that it's, I mean, for vellum, it glued all right. And then for my second one here, I'm just going to use the actual cutout letters on this one. This one did not go as planned. So those letters were stuck in there super good. Usually I can just put glue on them, pop them out of those holes, and they stay where they're supposed to be. It did not work at all. I probably should have ran the die through the die cut machine again on a scrap piece of paper and then just put the glue where I wanted it to be. Yeah, I got one letter out of there. That's how great they were stuck good. It is the first time that I used that die, so maybe the next time I use it, it'll be better, but next time, if I'm going to do it this way, I will definitely just die cut it with a scrap piece of paper and use that as my stencil for laying everything out. And yeah, I probably should have covered up all of my little paper slivers there. I don't know, what do you call those? Paper slivers. That's what they look like. Paper sawdust, paper dust. We'll call them paper dust. On those ones, I did take my adhesive eraser to try to get rid of those. On the finished card, you can't really see them, so it's not a huge deal. And it helped me with my placement on where I was going to put my letters. Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do. You know how you're just having one of those days? Yeah. Well, it's been one of those months, so. So once I have that final letter finally placed, that took me way longer than it was supposed to. It's how life has been going. Yep. We just roll with it. So I did cut some other strips. I'm kind of pulling in from that other card this week. Again, see, I'm telling you, once you go with the design, it just makes life a little bit easier. And instead of using a die for these ones, I'm just going to go and do the little flag cuts on the end, finding about the middle, and then you cut in a little bit, and then you just do your angle down to the tip of your cut there, and it'll give you a fairly decent looking flag. Sometimes they turn out really good, sometimes not so much. But overall, they usually look fine. And this way I could kind of adjust the size of them as I wanted, and I didn't have to go with that pre-done size that is the die cut. So I'm going to pull in the one that I had colored with more of those, I think they're B190s or G190s. I can't remember. It's one of the ones that are on my color sheets that I have been using lately. So it's kind of that bluish green, that lighter bluish green color tone. I'm trying to think which color it goes with on the Distress Oxides. I don't want to say it's the, I'm not positive. Beats me. I'll stop now because obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I just ended up cutting off the little curlicue from my airplane there and then added that on with the other one. So there was the first one, and then sending big hugs on the inside of that one to go with that paper airplane that goes over the globe. And then for my other ones, I kind of went with that same pattern. I didn't actually do any words on the front, and then the inside says thank you so much. So very similar, very simple, but pretty. And then I did actually end up doing I have some, it's like tinsel thread that I picked it up at Joann's eons ago. And so I added some tinsel thread around them instead of that black twine. And I like how those turned out as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous New Year's Eve. Bye.